Hi friends, welcome to another interesting and informative video on your partner, relationship or partnership. This video is on Darakaraka, the planet which is the significator of your spouse. Darakaraka planet is the planet which is at the lowest degrees in your horoscope. Now friends, Darakaraka planet in your horoscope which is at the lowest degrees. Generally, planets, all the 7 planets, as per Gemini Sutra, they are regarded or considered in this matter, okay, excluding Rahu and Ketu. So you have to find out which planet is at the highest degrees. Now, some astrologers also take into consideration Rahu, because after all, this is the Kali Yuga, and Rahu has a huge influence on our minds and lives. This is a Rahu age, actually Rahu dominated age. So they look at Rahu's degrees, and Rahu is retrograde always. So generally 30 degrees you have to deduct Rahu's degrees from 30 degrees. This is generally the calculation. So Rahu is also taken into consideration when calculating the Darakaraka planet, which planet is the lowest degrees. So it is up to you, whatever works for you. Again, some astrologers also consider Ketu, the south node of the moon, and we know that Rahu is the north node, so you may consider them. Okay, I will not take into consideration the 3 outer planets, okay, but you may, if you're interested, you may find out at what degrees the 3 outer planets, if you're following Western astrology, Uranus, Neptune and Pluto, they're at which degrees, you may find that out. But after all, this is Gemini Sutra, Gemini principle, so I will take into consideration all the 7 planets, and if you want to take into consideration, you can also take the 2 shadow planets, Rahu and Ketu. Which planet is at the lowest degrees? That planet is your Darakaraka. Darakaraka, the significator of your spouse. We know that the planet which is at the highest degrees is your Atmakaraka, the significator of your soul or of yourself. Okay, so that planet which is the Atmakaraka will be at the highest degrees. That will signify you, the native, while the planet at the lowest degrees will signify your partner, the kind of partner you're going to attract in this life. Okay, so that planet at the lowest degrees will be your Darakaraka. So find out which is that planet. Say if that planet is Mars in your horoscope. Say Mars is at the lowest degrees. Then Mars will be your Darakaraka planet. You have to find out in which zodiac sign Mars is placed. Alright? Say your Mars is in Leo. Alright? So Mars is in Leo. Leo is a zodiac sign which is ruled by Sun. Alright? So now this zodiac sign Leo will influence, your partner, their nature, characteristics, their preferences, even their relationship with you. So it's very important to note the zodiac sign in which your Darakaraka planet is placed. You cannot miss that. It's very crucial. Alright, so today's topic is Darakaraka planet in all 12 zodiac signs from Aries to Pisces. Again, you may have a question, what if the Darakaraka planet is combust? If it is combust, the results will go to planet Sun. Look at Sun. Is Sun well placed? Is Sun in good dignity? That's what you have to find out. Then you will get good results. If not, do the remedies for Sun. If Darakaraka planet is retrograde, what will happen? That means Darakaraka planet, say your Darakaraka planet is Jupiter. Okay? Say Jupiter is at the lowest degrees, then it becomes Darakaraka. And say it is in the sign of Sagittarius and it is retrograde in your horoscope. Then as per Bhrigunandinari Jyotish, Jupiter will cast 12th aspect, a very strong, powerful 12th aspect on the previous house where you have the sign of Scorpio, because Jupiter is in Sagittarius. Just an example. That means Jupiter will also be considered to be present in Scorpio, as per Bhrigunandinari Jyotish. So it will give you the results of Sagittarius because it's placed in Sagittarius, and because it's retrograde, you will also have to consider Jupiter's presence in Scorpio. That's how we look at it as per Bhrigunandinari Jyotish. Alright, so if it's retrograde, that's what you have to look at. And you have to look at definitely the dispositor, how the dispositor is placed. Say Jupiter is in Sagittarius, then Jupiter itself is the lord of Sagittarius. But just now, a little while earlier, I told you that Mars is in Leo. Okay, if Mars is Darakaraka and it's in Leo, Leo is ruled by Sun. Alright, so Sun becomes the dispositor. So you have to find out how the sign lord, the dispositor of that planet Darakaraka is placed. It is being aspected by which planets, in which house it is placed. All that will tell you a lot more about your partner and your relationship with them. Today we'll just look at the zodiac sign in which your Darakaraka is placed. So these are snapshot predictions. Whatever resonates with you, you accept that, and whatever doesn't, you can ignore. And friends, so well placed Darakaraka, if it is well placed, it means if it is, aspected by benefic planets like Jupiter, a benefic Mercury, a benefic Moon, alright, a benefic Venus, then it's going to be a very auspicious placement, and we can say it's well placed. If the Darakaraka planet is aspected by malefics, then there could be certain problems with your partner and in your relationship life or your marriage life. Generally, Darakaraka is your partner to whom you're really committed. Actually, Darakaraka planet stands for your soulmate and life partner or spouse. Alright? So you have to look at how it is placed. So you will come to know it is well placed. If the dispositor is well placed, I told you what is dispositor and by which planets it's being aspected. If it's being aspected by Rahu or Ketu, then are the energies of Rahu or Ketu being absorbed somehow? Is your partner from a foreign culture, foreign land, from a different geographical region? Are they into research investigation or any field of in-depth study, research investigation, wherein they're, kind of investigating some hidden knowledge or whatever? Then it's good. So the energy has to be absorbed somehow, even if it's with Rahu or Ketu. Okay? Otherwise, we will say that it's getting afflicted. So find out how it is placed. So that's all for the introduction, friends. And today I think you can do without a sample chart because I am a little away from my home. So I don't have, everything with me, my notebook and all. So sample chart, I know you can imagine it very clearly. Whether you're using North Indian style chart, South Indian style chart, look at your birth chart, your D1 chart. In your birth chart, D1 chart or Rashi chart or Lagna chart, which planet is at the lowest degrees? That planet. Say if it is Sun, then Sun becomes your Darakaraka. And that planet is in which zodiac sign? Okay? Is it in Gemini? Is it in Cancer? Is it in Leo? In which zodiac sign Darakaraka planet is placed? So that's what we are going to look at. It's going to be very interesting. Let's get started. And if you haven't subscribed, to subscribe to the channel. If you want consultation, details are there in the video description. Friends, what will happen if your Darakaraka planet is in the sign of Aries? Let's begin with Aries, the sign which is in the very first house of the Kalpurusha Kundli, the chart of the cosmic man. There you have the sign of Aries. So if your Darakaraka is in Aries, then what will happen? Aries is ruled by Mars. Sun gets exalted in Aries. If the dispositor is well placed, look at how Mars is placed. And if, Darakaraka planet is more or less well placed, then definitely your partner will be somebody who is knowledgeable. They can be creative, intuitive, disciplined, structured, methodical. Okay, they can also have great abilities to manage things, to take initiative. Okay, managerial skills. They can be courageous. Okay, they can have entrepreneurial skills. All right, they may want to do something of their own independently. They will have a high sense of self-esteem. This relationship definitely should be based on commitment, faithfulness, a sense of duty, because Aries belongs to the Dharma trine, the first house, which is part of the Dharma trine. The sense of duty is very important. Being dedicated to each other and being faithful is very important. All right, your partner will do well in life if they continue to seek knowledge, if they are making use of their creative skills and intuition. They will do well. They can be good at technology, they can be good at healing, they can be good in medical profession, whatever be their profession. They could be into the defense services, wherein you have to be very disciplined. They could be a gym instructor and so on. But whatever be their field of profession, they actually need to be hardworking, structured and disciplined. And they need to be dedicated also towards their goal, towards their ambition. Then they will really do well in life. If the Darakaraka planet is getting afflicted somehow, and it's in Aries, there can be ego clashes in the relationship. At times, there may be ego clashes. All right. And also, we can say that your partner, if it's not well placed, they may get impulsive at times, impulsive, restless. They may not be stable, actually. That lack of stability they may have. They may not be stable in their career or even relationship. That will happen if their Darakaraka is not well placed. All right. But nevertheless, if it is more or less well placed, they will be very passionately connected to you. Physical attraction and having a great sensual connection also is going to improve your relationship. They can be very much passionate about you, and they will take initiative. They will want new experiences in the relationship, and this relationship is going to be very exciting. Now let's move on to what will happen if your Darakaraka planet is in the sign of Taurus. Taurus is part of the Earth trine as per the Kalpurush chart. Earth trine, the trine of hard work, efforts. So they will be materialistic. They can be. If the planet Darakaraka is more or less well placed, they'll be grounded, practical, hardworking, goal-oriented, again methodical, disciplined, and they will believe in their own analytical powers, in their own intuition. They'll be very calculating, systematic in their approach to things. They will believe in moving towards their goals steadily. They will keep chasing their goals. They will give a lot of importance to serious commitment in the relationship. They believe in serious commitment. So there has to be loyalty, very important in the relationship. Then the relationship is going to last and flourish and blossom. Your partner may be connected to the finance sector. They may be connected to even healing. They may be connected to any sort of work in which they need to make use of their analytical skills, their intuition. Okay. So also these people, they will be very much organized. They'll have great organizational skills. Okay. So, yeah. They could do well in any field of work. They may be connected to fine arts. They may be creative. They can have creative abilities also, artistic abilities. It's possible. But whatever be their field of work, they will believe in being very systematic and methodical in their approach to work. They will succeed in life if they are if they continue to make efforts and if they remain hardworking and if they set long-term goals or goals for themselves and if they strive towards achieving those goals. This relationship also with your partner will be successful if both of you move towards common goals. Alright? And if both of you remain loyal, committed to each other, then this relationship will work. Sensual pleasures will also be something to which they will be attracted. So if this relationship is based on deep-rooted sensual connection, then also it's going to work. Okay? So yeah, providing comfort to each other. So that's very important, providing nourishment. Then this relationship will work. Now let's move on to what will happen when Darakaraka planet is in the sign of Gemini. The sign of Gemini, well, it's ruled by Mercury. So find out how Mercury is placed in your horoscope. Gemini is actually in the third house of the Kalpurusha, part of the Kama Trikona, the trine of desires, ambition, expectations, lots of desires. So your partner can be somebody who's very ambitious. They may have a variety of interests. This relationship will work if, both of you share certain interests and hobbies. Both of you travel together, do fun things together. If both of you are friendly with each other, this relationship should be based on friendship, healthy cooperation, healthy give and take. Taking recourse to role playing during your intimate moments. Being friends to each other. Then this relationship is going to work. If you're frank with each other, if you crack jokes and laugh your heart out together, then this relationship is going to work. Alright? Somebody who is just like a friend and you can confide in them, share almost everything with them. So that sort of a person you want to attract in this life. And this relationship definitely should be based on such chemistry. Your partner, again, if the Darakaraka planet is well placed in Gemini, if Mercury is well placed, then your partner can have intellectual capabilities. They can have skills. They'll be very skillful in doing things. They can be skillful in doing something. One or more skills, creative or artistic skills they may have, whether communication skills, painting skill, whatever. Okay, this relationship should be based on healthy communication. If planet is getting afflicted, there could be communication gap, lack of friendship and understanding. So it's very important to maintain healthy communication with your partner, to travel with your partner, to be there with your partner always as their best friend. Then this relationship is going to work. Now let's move on. Your partner will succeed in life if they make use of their intelligence, their ideas, but yes, they will also have to focus on something. If the planet is well placed, they will eventually figure out what they want to do in life. Alright? And they will focus on a particular area of study or work. So by dint of their analytical powers, observation skills, even research investigation, they can succeed in life. They have intellectual depth. So they always believe in making use of their reasoning ability and intellect. Alright? They can also be very inquisitive. They may have childlike innocence and humor. So they will succeed in life when they make use of their ideas constructively. If they realize their intellectual potential and if they focus on gaining more and more knowledge and application of that knowledge fruitfully, they will gain in life. They can have great business acumen, alright, but there can be a duality in their character. A certain duality can be there. They can at times be manipulative. It's possible. If it's well placed, they will be manipulative in a good way. They could also do well in politics and so on. But if, again, getting afflicted, then they can be even manipulative in a negative way. So all these things we can say. Now let's move on to what will happen if your Darakaraka planet is in the sign of Cancer. Cancer is part of the Moksha trine. It's ruled by moon. It falls in the 4th house of the cosmic man. In your chart, your Darakaraka planet may be in Cancer, it may be in any house, but we have to remember the chart of the cosmic man. So, Cancer, ruled by moon, Jupiter exalts in Cancer. So your person can be very much attached to home, domestic life, domestic matters. Okay, they maybe, their mother has influenced them a lot. They can be somebody who's very emotional, sensitive, intuitive, creative by nature, even knowledgeable, if moon and Jupiter are more or less well placed in your horoscope. But yes, this relationship can undergo ups and downs. There can be fluctuations. At times you may connect very well with your partner. At times you may feel estranged from your partner. Your partner may have mood swings, okay, and certain fluctuations in their temperament and moods, emotions. It's possible. But if moon is well placed, they will be very loving, affectionate, caring towards you. They will believe in providing you with nourishment. They may also have a desire to serve you selflessly. And they will believe in also sacrificing their happiness for your sake. They are basically looking for a deep-rooted emotional connection with you. So it's very important to maintain a strong emotional bond. It's very important to intuitively, telepathically connect with each other. Then this relationship will work. It's very important, to see to it that this relationship is based on mutual compassion and forgiveness. That's very important. The desire to sacrifice what you have for the sake of your partner, even your joy, comfort, the desire to sacrifice this for the sake of the other. That's very important in the relationship if the Darakaraka planet is in Cancer. Nevertheless, your partner is somebody, if moon is well placed, they'll be very creative, intuitive, knowledgeable, so they can succeed in any field of work which is connected with the use of creativity, in-depth knowledge, or intuition. They can also do well in research, investigation. They can be healers. They can be into the healthcare industry. They can even get into the occult fields. Alright? So, whenever they're into a profession wherein they need to serve others, help other people, they will excel in life, whatever be their field of profession. And this relationship should be based on selfless love. That's very important. The desire to take care of each other is very important. Traveling together can improve your relationship. When you undertake travel, you'll be able to improve your relationship. Your partner may be very much connected to their homeland. But again, traveling with your partner will improve the bond that you share. Now let's move on to what will happen if your Darakaraka planet is in the sign of Leo. Alright, Leo is part of the Dharma trine as it falls in the 5th house of the Kalpurusha chart. Dharma trine, the trine of duty. So this relationship will work if there is a sense of duty and responsibility towards each other. If there is commitment, loyalty, even accountability, mutual trust and mutual respect, very important. Nevertheless, your partner may be somebody who's very playful, friendly, very skillful. Again, if Sun is well placed, because Sun is the dispositor now, your Darakaraka is in Leo. So if Sun is well placed, they will be creative, even knowledgeable. They can be friendly to you. They can be generous, even forgiving, large-hearted. They will believe in friendship. They'll be skillful, even playful. Alright? Fun-loving, cheerful, jovial. So all these qualities they may have. They will want to get validation in love. Alright? They will also want to get validation or recognition for whatever work they do. If Sun is well placed, they can be educated, knowledgeable. By dint of their education and knowledge and creativity or creative skills and even intuition, they can prosper in life. Whatever be their field of work, whether they're an entrepreneur, whether they're into independent business, whether they're into counseling, whatever be their field of work, whether they're into healing, they will do well when they always focus on gaining more and more knowledge. When they enhance their creative skills and intuition, they will always do well in life. They have a high sense of self-esteem. Again, if the Darakaraka planet is not so well placed in Leo, there may be ego clashes with partner. Alright? If there is lack of commitment, there may be problems in the relationship. And again, if the Darakaraka planet in Leo is not well placed, then also what will happen? You may feel that your partner is a little too rigid about their principles. So then this relationship, there could be, you may feel that your partner tends to dominate you. And then there could be problems. Okay? So, yeah. And find out how the Darakaraka planet is placed. If it is not well placed, then the relationship may not be based on selfless love. Your partner may be too self-centric. All these things can happen. But if Sun is well placed in your horoscope, then this relationship will be based on unconditional, true love, selfless love for each other. A spiritual connection will be there. Okay? Trust, mutual trust and loyalty will be there. Now let's move on to what will happen when your Darakaraka planet is in the sign of Virgo. Virgo. Alright, Virgo is ruled by Mercury. Find out how the dispositor Mercury is placed. And also, Virgo is part of the Earth trine, the trine of materialistic possessions. So your partner can be somebody who is materialistic. They can be hardworking, practical, grounded, goal-oriented, meticulous about details, detail-oriented, perfectionists, great planners, great organizational skills. All these things will happen, all these good qualities, if the Darakaraka planet is well placed, more or less well placed. So, yeah, they will have all the positive qualities of Virgo. They will be particular about orderliness, tidiness, cleanliness. Okay? They'll be disciplined, structured, systematic, methodical in their approach to work, to relationship, to everything. They'll be willing to make efforts in their career to rise in life so that they can finally end up accumulating resources and wealth. They will also be willing to make efforts in the relationship. But yes, they will be analytical. They will want to analyze everything. Okay? So they have this analytical habit. Now, Darakaraka planet is in the sign of Virgo. So, again, if Mercury is not so well placed, then your partner may be over analytical about everything, over meticulous about things. Alright? And they may find faults with you. They may always, tend to argue with you. And then there can be quarrels, arguments, conflicts, problems in the relationship. Alright? So find out. Your partner should also figure out, and both of you should figure out what is going wrong, how to avoid conflicts. All these things you will experience if Darakaraka planet is in Virgo and if it is not well placed. Then you know that there can be conflicts, clashes of opinions, interests, and that can create problems for both of you. So that can also happen. If your partner is connected to your workplace, it's very good for the relationship. So your partner should not take you for granted. Neither should you take them for granted. You should do routine things for each other, going out on a dinner date every weekend, candlelight dinner for each other, planning all of that. Celebrating special occasions, festivals together, never forgetting important dates like your anniversary and so on. Even a routine sex life. Continuously making efforts in the relationship will help you to have a wonderful relationship with your partner if your partner or Darakaraka planet is in the sign of Virgo. The desire to serve each other should be there, because Virgo is also the sign of service. Instead of finding faults, you should serve each other, help each other. Then this relationship will really work. Now let's move on to what will happen if your Darakaraka planet is in the sign of Libra. Libra is ruled by Venus. It falls in the 7th house of the cosmic man chart. So it is the sign of partnership. Libra is also an air sign. It's part of the Kama Trikona, the trine of desires. Lots of desires pertaining to relationship. Your partner also can have lots of expectations from you. They will want you to cooperate with them in everything they do. They will want you beside them always, as a friend, even at times as a guide. So they will want you with them. They will want you beside them. They will want you to, be in a healthy give and take relationship with them. So they believe in give and take. Yes, your partner. They believe that if they are doing something for you, you should also do something for them, because no relationship can work if it is one-sided. Efforts should be there from both the sides. Okay? So you cannot clap with one hand. You need two hands, okay, to produce a clap. So similarly, a relationship will work, or it'll click if both of you are making efforts and coming together to form a great partnership. That's what they believe, and they want this relationship to be based on harmony, balance. They will always want to maintain that balance and equilibrium. That's very important for your partner, because after all, the Darakaraka planet is in the sign of balance and harmony, which is Libra. They will also be somebody who can be very social. They will believe in social interactions. Again, if Venus is well placed, because Libra is ruled by Venus, then they will believe in social interactions. They will also believe in helping out other people. They'll be very good at dealing with people. They'll be so eager. They'll be so eager to help others that at times they may even forget about their own selves, their own interest, their own ambition. They may set aside all of that at times. They may, even, their own purpose or their own goal may at times even take a back seat in their lives, because they give so much of importance to other people. So they will do very well if they're into any sort of business, because in business, independent business or partnership business, you need to deal with people. You need to interact with people. There should be healthy give and take with people in business. So they could be into trading, business. They could be from a foreign culture, foreign land, or they could do some business connected to foreign lands. They could be a very good counselor. They could be into counseling, a consultant. They could be into the field of law, legal sector. They could be in liaison. They could be into liaison. Or they could be, somebody who's into some sort of agency business, even a middleman or broker. So all these professions, because they're very good at dealing with people. All right. Now they could be into teaching for that matter. So your partner will be a social person if Venus is well placed. All right. They could also want to help people in their community in some way. Through their work, that is also possible. This relationship will work if there is friendship, actually. Great exchange of thoughts, intellectual discussions, sharing ideas, thoughts with each other. Complete transparency in the relationship is also important. Giving each other space, yet always being there for each other. Helping each other. Then this relationship will work. If you withdraw your support in some way, if you're not ready to cooperate with them, then this relationship will not work. They always look forward to receiving your help, cooperation as a friend. Then this relationship will work. And even there can be great physical connection, physical attraction. Even actually if there is great intimate life, then this relationship will be very successful. Okay, your partner wants you to be their, other half. They want you to be there always with you in whatever they do. It's possible. Alright, again, if Venus is well placed in the horoscope. So all these things we can say if it's in Libra. Now let's move on to what will happen if the Darakaraka planet is in the sign of Scorpio. Scorpio is ruled by Mars. Find out how Mars is placed. Even, in Western astrology, Pluto is connected to Scorpio. In Vedic astrology, Ketu also is believed, to have connections with Scorpio. So you can also look at it. It would be very interesting to look at Ketu, even Pluto, though we are talking of a Gemini Sutra. But if you're curious, you can definitely look at Pluto. But nevertheless, you should look at Mars, because Scorpio is ruled by Mars primarily. Now, the dispositor is Mars, and how the planet is placed, overall placement. If it is more or less well placed, there'll be deep-rooted, intense, passionate connection with each other. Your partner is looking for serious commitment, complete transparency. This relationship should be based on mutual trust. Scorpio is part of the moksha trine. So a desire to even sacrifice your own joy for each other. One should be ready to sacrifice their joy and comfort for the sake of the other. This sort of desire to help each other, to sacrifice for each other. Alright, because moksha trine. And so eventually a deep-rooted spiritual connection also will develop between the two of you. But yes, there also has to be great intimate connection. Even healthy intimate life, great sexual life also. Because your partner will definitely give a lot of importance to that sort of intimate connection, even on the physical sexual level. That is also important. Otherwise, say if Mars is getting afflicted or something, and if the Darakaraka planet is not well placed, and if you don't have great intimate life, then you may get distanced from each other. That can also happen. Getting distance from each other. Your partner may be somebody who belongs to some foreign land or foreign culture, an exotic land, a land where the culture is entirely different. It's possible. Your partner may be intuitive, creative, knowledgeable. They may excel at research, investigation, occult, healing, psychology, investment business. They could be into investments. So they can gain from any of these skills. They could be into investments, chartered accountancy, research, investigation, technology, even occult practices, spiritual practices. So from any of these practices, they can gain in life, or they may be into any of these fields. They have some magnetic quality in them. So there is some magnetic attraction in this relationship. It's possible if Mars is well placed. But yes, there can be ups and downs in the relationship. That is also possible. It's very important to connect with each other passionately. Okay, intimate connection, healthy intimate life or sexual life is very important also. Mutual trust and transparency and loyalty, commitment is important. If Mars is not well placed, if the Darakaraka planet is not well placed, then what will happen? There can be trust issues, and then the two people, they may eventually get distanced from each other. It can happen. So yeah, all these things we can say. Now let's move on to what will happen if the Darakaraka planet is in the sign of Sagittarius. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. Find out how Jupiter is placed in your horoscope. Jupiter is the dispositor, and how the Darakaraka planet is overall placed. If it is more or less well placed, your person will be knowledgeable. They will have knowledge. They will be great seekers of knowledge. Jupiter is part of the Dharma trine. There will be a sense of duty towards each other. Commitment in the relationship will be there. Loyalty. Mutual trust. There will be respect. Mutual respect is very important in the relationship if the Darakaraka planet is in Sagittarius. If Jupiter is well placed, your person will be loyal, dutiful towards you. They will also be knowledge seekers. They'll be knowledgeable. They can also have creative skills. They can be intuitive. They can do well in counseling. They can be great consultants, teachers, professors, counselors. They can be in the legal sector. They can be into even healing and other such practices. They can be a very great counselor in any field of work. So whenever you need advice or counsel, you may turn to them for guidance. Alright. If Jupiter is well placed, they'll be very reliable and dependable. You can rely on them, depend on them. They will also have great managerial abilities. All these qualities they can have. Alright. They'll be optimistic, adventurous, explorative, goal-oriented. They will want to, achieve new goals. They will set, certain goals for themselves, and they will optimistically move towards attaining them. Okay? So, because they want to gain more and more knowledge, they want to establish their own identity. They will have a high sense of self-esteem. Now, if they can be courageous also, they will give a lot of importance to spiritual connection in the relationship. Relationship should be based on selfless love. Then this relationship will work. Selfless love, unconditional love, spiritual connection is very important if the Darakaraka planet is in Sagittarius. Alright. So yeah, all these things we can say. If Jupiter is well placed, they'll be forgiving, generous also. They can be somebody who belongs to some foreign land or foreign culture. They can do well if they undertake foreign travel. Their work may be connected to foreign travel. They will want to travel the world with you, and this relationship will work well if both of you travel together, visit foreign lands and undertake foreign travel. If you explore things together, even if you have shared interests and hobbies and you like to travel together, this relationship will, flourish and prosper and will bloom with time. If Jupiter is well placed, your partner may bring good fortune, good luck into your life. Alright? After they enter into your life, eventually, you will move towards happiness, prosperity. There will be growth and expansion in life. Alright? So all these things can happen. You'll be fortunate to have this connection with your partner. Alright? But again, if the Darakaraka planet is not well placed in Sagittarius, there can be ego clashes in the relationship. Okay? There can be problems in the relationship. Alright? And lack of understanding. So, all these things. Even there could be lack of commitment to each other if Jupiter is not well placed, or if the Darakaraka planet is not well placed. There can be such things also. Your partner will always excel in life, and they will do well if they move towards gaining knowledge. If they enhance their creativity, creative skills, if they make use of their intuition, they will do well in life. Of their higher knowledge, okay, that they have. So their higher knowledge their wisdom will enable them to establish their identity in life. So, and then they will also be in a position to guide you, and it will be a wonderful relationship. Now let's move on to what will happen if your Darakaraka planet is in the sign of Capricorn. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Find out how Saturn is placed, if it is more or less well placed, and if Darakaraka is well placed. Then this relationship will be based on mutual responsibility and commitment. Even a sense of duty will be there, even accountability towards each other. Capricorn is part of the Earth trine. It falls in the 10th house of the chart of the cosmic man. So it's part of the Earth trine, the trine of materialistic pursuits and possessions and even efforts. So your person may be a self-made man, or your person may be your partner, whether male or female, may be a self-made person. They will give a lot of importance to their work, their career. If Saturn is well placed and Darakaraka is well placed, they will be disciplined, structured, methodical, systematic in their approach to work. They can be detail-oriented. They'll be very good at planning, organization, great organizational and managerial abilities. They can do well in corporate sectors, big organizations. They can do well in any field of work, even technology, any field of work, or even any field of work wherein they need to make use of their analytical skills and intuition. So they can do well even in the occult, healing, any such field, wherein they need to make use of their intuition and analytical powers. Capricorn, after all. So if it is well placed, Saturn and Darakaraka is well placed, you will get wonderful results. But you need to have patience also in the relationship, because remember, Saturn gives you results over time. So initially your partner may come across as somebody who's so much absorbed in their work, who's very meticulous about things and who's very structured. So you may at times feel that they're so absorbed in work, you may even feel that you're getting a little distance from them, but you need to have patience. If Saturn is well placed, then whatever they're doing it for the good of the family, for the good of the relationship that they have with you, because they want to take responsibility, they want to take charge, they want to be a provider also. They believe in true commitment, in taking responsibility also of their partner. And then you will realize this over time, and then this relationship, if it's based on true commitment, it will be a wonderful long-term or lifelong relationship based on trust, based on fair treatment of each other. You need to treat each other fairly and justly. Very important. You need to do justice to each other in the relationship. Then this relationship will work. You need to have patience with each other. You need to go on making efforts somehow to connect with each other and remain dutiful towards each other. Then this relationship will work. Alright? And your partner may eventually be able to attain great social reputation. You can also win good reputation because of your relationship with them. All that is possible. But again, if Darakaraka planet is not well placed, the dispositor Saturn is not well placed, then your partner may be controlling, dictating. They may want to exercise their power over you unduly. And there could be an unfair power play in the relationship, and you may suffocate in the relationship. You may feel that they're a little too dominating and you may get distance from them. That is also possible. That is the flip side. Again, if Saturn and Darakaraka are not well placed, then even such things can happen. If your partner is connected to your workplace, somehow associated with your work, both of you are working together, then it's going to be a wonderful connection. Now let's move on to what will happen when your Darakaraka planet is in the sign of Aquarius. Aquarius is part of the Kama Trikona, the trine of desires. Aquarius falls in the 11th house of gains in the chart of the cosmic man. In your chart, Darakaraka may be in Aquarius in any house, but Aquarius energy is connected to desire for gains, ambition, lots of desires, expectations from the relationship, from both the ends. Your partner also will want to, team up with you. They will want you to cooperate with them. They will want you to accomplish their goals. They will want you to help them to accomplish their goals in life. They will seek your support. So they will want this relationship to be based on healthy give and take and friendship. Your partner may belong to your social circle, or maybe you met them on social media, or your partner may belong to an entirely different culture, or your partner may be somebody who's very unconventional, because Aquarius is ruled by Saturn. It is also believed to be co-ruled by Rahu, north node of the moon. If Saturn and Rahu are more or less well placed in Western astrology, Uranus is also connected with Aquarius. Saturn and Rahu, you believe in Western astrology, look at Uranus also. But yes, look at Saturn and Rahu, how they are placed. If they are more or less well placed, then your partner will be exceptionally intelligent. They will have great intellectual capabilities. Aquarius is an air sign. They'll do very well in research, investigation. They'll be very unconventional in their attitude towards life. They believe in their observation skills, in their logical reasoning, in their intellect. They will not believe in anything which is handed down to them blindly. They will question everything, question tradition, question everything, because they will believe in making use of their own intelligence, intellect, logical reasoning abilities. So your partner will be somebody who can be an intellectual. If Saturn and Rahu are well placed, you need to support them to realize their goals, to fulfill their ambition in life. You need to be a friend to them, cooperate with them. That's very important. That's what they're seeking in this relationship. When they want some space, because maybe they're so engrossed in their work or something. So when they want their space, you should give them space. When they want you to help them, you should come forward to help them. Similarly, they will also give you space then when you want. So it's a very nice bond which can be based on great understanding, wherein you respect each other's individuality and freedom also, because your partner will have great love for freedom and individuality. You should not dominate or control them. If you do that, then Darakaraka and Aquarius, this relationship will not work. If you tend to dominate, if you tend to control them, or if you infringe upon their individuality or individual space, they love their freedom. Alright, so you respect their space, they will also respect your love for freedom and space. So that's what it should be based on: great understanding and friendship, healthy give and take. Then this relationship will work. And also even healthy sex life will improve the relationship. Your partner will excel in life if they're making use of their intellectual capabilities, if they're chasing their goals by dint of their knowledge, research, investigation. analytical powers, they will excel in life. They could be into any field, whether occult, healing, whether into psychology, any field, whether into technology, research, investigation. They will excel if they're making use of their knowledge, if they're making use even of their intuition, analytical powers. They will do well in life. Now, all these things, friends, about Darakaraka planet in Aquarius. Now, if Darakaraka planet is not well placed in Aquarius, then your partner may set certain goals for themselves, but they may live in their world of fantasy. They'll be unconventional, yes, and they will have certain goals, strange goals, and they may not have any clue how to achieve those goals. That is possible. They may not know how to realize those goals. That will happen if Darakaraka planet is not well placed in Aquarius. Now let's move on to what will happen. Final placement if Darakaraka planet is in the sign of Pisces. Pisces is ruled by Jupiter. In Western astrology, it's also believed to be ruled or to be associated with Neptune. If you're interested, you may look at Neptune, but primarily you should look at how Jupiter is placed in your horoscope. Pisces. It's a dual sign, duality. Your partner may have a duality of character. You may at times feel, oh, it's so difficult for me to understand what they actually want because of the duality in their character. They can be at times mysterious, secretive, at times very transparent. There should be mutual trust in the relationship, very important. There should be a desire to sacrifice, your own happiness for the sake of the other. If Jupiter is well placed, your partner will be forgiving, compassionate towards you. They will not hesitate to sacrifice their own comfort, pleasure, or joy for your sake. So if this relationship is based on mutual compassion, it will really work out. Now, your partner, again, if Jupiter is well placed, they can be creative, intuitive, knowledgeable. They can do well in counseling, into research, investigation. In any of these fields, they can do well in life. They can be a healer, occultist, psychologist. They could be into charitable activities. Your partner will receive divine blessings also if they are charitable towards the needy, the unprivileged. Alright? So if they are into investment business, then also they can excel. They could be into coding, language, studies, technology. Any of these fields, they could be into investments, as I mentioned, and even chartered accountancy. Any of these fields. Any field of research, investigation. Okay? Whether it is a legal sector, whether it's a medical science sector, a healthcare sector, any field of research, investigation, whether it is the occult sector, they can do well. They can do well if they're into meditation, yoga, spiritual practices. Now your partner, they at times, because there will be a certain duality in their character. At times, they may, they can be very selfless people, always thinking about others' welfare. So if they're connected to certain organizations which are helping other people, that will be very good, because they are concerned about other people's welfare. If again Jupiter is well placed, because they'll be very spiritual as a person. They'll always want to help others out, very charitable, compassionate, forgiving. They'll be kind and forgiving towards you as well, very merciful, yet very knowledgeable, intuitive, creative, sensitive, all these qualities. They can do very well in any field of creativity also. Creativity, any sort of creative skill. Or if they're making use of their intuition, like in the field of occult, they can do well. Or even, as I mentioned, psychology. Now this relationship will work if there is mutual compassion for each other. Very important. Letting go of each other's follies and shortcomings. Okay, surrendering to each other. The desire to serve each other is very important. Even healthy sex life is important to make this relationship successful, because Pisces is the sign where Venus also exalts. It can show devotion towards each other and even healthy bed relations. Eventually, both of you can develop a deep-rooted spiritual connection. But if there is no intimate life, if you don't have a healthy intimate life, then you may even get distanced from each other. Your partner may belong to a foreign culture, to some foreign land, or they may be into research, investigation of any kind. Alright, so after entering into a relationship, committed relationship or marriage to your partner, both of you may settle down in a foreign land. Your partner may prosper in life better if they move to a foreign land. That's possible, away from their birthplace. So all these things about Darakaraka planet in Pisces, it's part of the moksha trine. So there has to be this mutual, this mutual desire to forgive each other, to take care of each other, to serve each other. That's very important. Compassion, kindness is very important. Then only this relationship will work, and over time both of you will develop deep-rooted spiritual connection. But again, if the Darakaraka planet is not well placed in Pisces, and if Jupiter is also not well placed, then you may not have a healthy, intimate life with each other. You may get distance from each other. There may be trust issues in the relationship, lack of mutual trust. So if there are trust issues also, you can get distanced from each other, unfortunately. So all these things if the planet is not well placed. So friends, that was my take on Darakaraka planet in all 12 zodiac signs, from Aries to Pisces. Alright, so let me know what you think about this video in the comment section. And if you want consultation, you can WhatsApp me. Details are there in the video description. Do subscribe if you haven't. And friends, before I wind up, a gentle reminder: be kind, compassionate to people in old age homes and orphanages. Donate vegetarian food to them. Also be a vegetarian yourself. Try to be so. Be kind and merciful towards animals, birds and creatures. See you next time, friends. Take care.